comes Lawrence, or rather, here comes Darnell Castile. Castile goes up the middle for about a 4 or 5 yard gain on the play. Well, that's interesting. Of course, Quentin Lawrence may have been a wide receiver. I've checked the numbers. He is their leading receiver with 8 receptions. He is number 4. And so far, I see a 6, I see a 7, but I don't see a 4. There he is. Out of the shotgun now. 3 receivers out here to the left side. Now Lawrence will go in motion, leaving the quarterback as the only man in the backfield, but that means nothing. They're going to run it that way. And caught and dropped for no gain is Taylor. It's what I like to think of in this situation, and I think it's probably true, the linebackers are key right here because they can see into that backfield further and they can see what Taylor is doing.
I like it when you don't have that deception of faking to different running backs and stuff. I noticed, back then, when I can see where the ball was, no problem, I'll go to it. As opposed to where is it?
Under center now is Taylor, I formation. Receiver left and right, 3rd and almost 6. The give is up the middle for a couple of yards. It'll be 4th down, and Carencro will be forced to punt, it appears, from the 16-yard line, 4th and 3. So 3 downs and out, and the Golden Tours do a good job of stopping the high-powered offense of Carencro in their first possession. Here comes Brady Dalfrey in to kick, and then Nick Rogers back deep.
Yes.
By the way, we're back on TV again tonight on Channel 60, I believe it appears, my note. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. The game will be shown at 8 and midnight, Saturday at noon on Cox Cable Channel 6. It'll be starting on Monday night, so keep that in mind. Good snap. Wow, look at this punt. You people will see it on TV. It hits and will bounce inside the 30 to the 22-yard line. What do we got? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 62 yards?
I'd say.
Goodness. Yeah, be tuned into that, folks. And that's against what little breeze there is. Right? There is a breeze.
Yeah, it is. I counted for like about 63.
That's amazing.
That is a bomb.
So 1st and 10 Tours. Barrio at quarterback. Offset I, receiver left and right. Harrison in the backfield from the 22. He gets the call, and he'll get it up to about the 25, maybe close to the 26-yard line. Carencro noted for some pretty good defensive teams. They are tall and thin, but they are quick and aggressive.
Yeah. There for a while, they was going with fantastic high-powered offenses with Falk and Damian James and that. Then when they lost those guys and Babineau, then they went to a defensive type team, and now, they're kind of equal on both sides of the ball.
2nd and 6 now for the Tours. And Barrio with the play fake will throw. Throws out here, just complete. Wow, that's with the 40. With a 45 and brought down from behind. Out here on the near side by Jim Garrison. 1st down Tours right here in front of their bench. And in front of the appreciative home crowd.
Good mix. Carencro playing like more or less an 8-man front. 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers. They're going to try and gear up, stop the run. Golden Tours with the linebackers played up tight. Went play action, faked into the line of scrimmage. That held the linebackers. The tight end dragged over the middle. Barrio waited patiently, had plenty of time, hit the tight end for a huge gain.
Offset I once again. James Lee back there. He was injured last week, as you recall, at Como. The pitch comes to the near side. Harrison cuts it up to the 50, and he is into Carencro territory just inside the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 4.
Almost had a little chance to break it for a little bit more there. He was just grabbed around the ankles when someone else came out to help out on the tackle, but one more little half step, and I think he could have got a little bit more yardage out of it, but all the same, a good 5-yard pickup on 1st down, and that's key in any offense to have that kind of pickup on 1st down. The Golden Tours can open it up a little bit more now, right now. Carencro had to play it close to the vet. They were back up deep. Now we're out. We can open up a little more.
High formation. Wingman over here to the right. The handoff will go to the left. Harrison to the 45. Harrison is pushed forward to the 1st down at the 42-yard line. On the tackle, they had him stopped at the 43 short, but then somebody came over the top, and that looked like big number 81, Justin Brown, and pushed him forward for the 1st down. Another thing about this team, their offense in particular, it's young.
Yeah, that's true.
The running back Lawrence is a junior and the quarterback is a sophomore. Of course, that's scary because as you see in redistricting, we're going to keep these guys in here with us, so we're going to have to see these two fellas again.
That was a big pickup, and to run the ball against, that was a 9-man front that time. Not 8, but 9. Also, again, 9-man front.
Play fake, Barrio to throw. Rolls near side, tipped. Good defensive play. Out here on the near side by Isaiah Mouton, who got a hand on it. Cloud was out here from the tight end spot on the right side, and the pass goes incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 for the Tours. It's at the Carencro 42-yard line with 7:40 to go here in the first quarter. Carencro went 3 and out, and the Tours have moved it after an outstanding punt by Brady Dalfrey. The Tours have moved it from their 22 to the 42 in Carencro territory.
Yep. Wide receiver John Viator in with the play this time for the Golden Tours. They'll have tandem receivers up top, Bruce.
Over to the right side and left side, handoff to Harrison to the 40. Harrison to the 35-yard line. A good pickup on the 2nd and 10. The Tours have it 3rd and 3 from the 35-yard line.
Offensive line doing a good job that time, sticking with their blocks, keeping the Carencro Bears occupied a little bit, not to be able to get to Carlin Harrison that time with a good 7-yard pickup, and we needed a really good pickup on that down. Brings up 3rd and about 3.5 or so.
Riche comes out here to the right, Harrell to the left. I formation, tight end Cloud over here to the right. On the option, Barrio pitches to Harrison. Harrison is caught for no gain. It's 4th down. That looked it was a little too long to develop.
That and Carencro is going to be pretty speedy. They're going to have a lot of force men on the outside and come up quick with you. I think you'll have better luck in between the tackles and then using play action because Carencro is going to be pretty speedy.
Now the Tours are caught in the middle here, and they're going to bring in the punting team.
Well, if they would have come up and would have been about a yard short, I would have thought it would have been a great decision to go for it. But here with 4th and about 3.5 yards from the 35, go ahead and try and pin them back a little bit, and that kind of holsters their offense, hopefully.
And Carencro, of course, hoping that it goes into the end zone. They've sent no one back. It is 4th and 3 from the 40 or the 35, and Broussard kicks it. And let's see the roll. Oh, boy, it rolls all the way to the track field. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Bears. Their 2nd possession comes at the 20-yard line, and that's a little bit better field position, but the Tours will be happy to start them right there all night long.
Oh, yes. Yes, make them go the length of the field, without any miscues, penalties, turnovers, anything like that.
The other thing I don't think we've mentioned enough here tonight is this team has a lot of speed. Their I formation is offset. Now it moves up behind the quarterback with Castile and Lawrence. Taylor with the snap. He will run it, and now he will pitch it. Lawrence has it, and he's run out of bounds for a loss on the far side of the field.
Excellent job. Use that sideline as an extra defender. Everyone pursued from the inside, going out, never letting him go outside of him. Strung it all the way out, and they lost it on the play.
The Tours doing a good job fighting off the offensive line of Carencro. And the Tours may have the advantage. Carencro doesn't seem to have a lot of big guys on the offensive line. The Tours do on their defensive side. So it's 2nd down and almost 12 now. Again, I formation, 2 receivers over to the right. Taylor will come to the wide side now. He will keep, he will slip, and he will not pick up a yard. He will go down after maybe a gain of half a yard to the 19-yard line. The field is still wet from all the rains we have had. It's going to be 3rd and 11 now. And this is the situation that you really want these guys in.
3rd and long. Make them do something that they don't really like to do, and that's throw the football.
They don't do it very well. They're about a 47% completion ratio. Taylor in the shotgun now. Castile back there with him. Receivers left and right. It's 3rd and 11. Taylor to throw, looks near side, now looks far side, now he will run, and here's where he'll be dangerous. The Tours have the players out there, and they bring him down at the 21-yard line. So 3 more and out for Carencro here in the early going, and the Tours will get it back. Maybe. Dalfrey comes in there to punt. Actually, they may get it back, but they may be inside their 20. Nick Rogers was at his 45 the last time. He is now inside his 40. And this punt will come from about the same spot the last one did. Dalfrey averages over 40 yards, about 41 yards a punt, which has to be best in the district. Bad snap this time, but he's got plenty of time. Not as good a punt this time. Straight up in the air. And it will come down and take one heck of a Carencro roll. Look at the roll, dog.
Man.
That's an 18-yard roll. It hit at about the Sulphur 48 and rolls inside the 30.
It did. He had a real high punt. Couldn't fair catch to. It was that short. And the ball hits and just, took a heck of a roll.
We don't vote for all district, but if we did, after 2 punts, he's got my vote.
Yeah.
4:37 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Tours have a couple of first downs. The Bears have yet to pick one up, but boy, they've had a couple of great punts. That one, 30, 50 yards. So he's averaging about 56 yards a punt. First and 10 now for the Tours at the 29. Barrio rolls near side to throw. Here comes the linebackers. Barrio will keep it. Now he'll run out of bounds for a loss of about 5 yards on the play. Way back to the 24-yard line. Now this is something we really can't afford, is to get into a field position contest with these guys. You got to get the ball forward here.
Yeah.
Throw the ball away. Do something. He could have thrown it away.
Everyone covered for the Golden Tours that time. Barrio tried to string it out, get outside, but either possibly at least throw it out of bounds. But, the guy trying to do the best he can.
Well, second and 15. I formation. 2 receivers go to the left side now for the Tours. And Barrio will hand it off to Harrison. He runs into some heavy traffic. And he'll pick up about 3 yards to the 28-yard line. Nearly gets all of it back that the Tours lost on the previous play. But it's 3rd and long now. And, of course, this is the spot we don't want to be into.
No, certainly don't. Certainly don't. But at least we have a little bit more capabilities in that we throw the ball a little bit more than Carencro does. And in a sense, kind of used to this situation.
Kevin Riche brings in the play. Tours better hurry. They're down to 12 seconds as they break the huddle. Scoreless ball game here late in the first quarter. Here we're zipping right along as everybody's running the football. The give is to Harrison, and Harrison will pick up a couple out across the 30-yard line. So Sulphur will need one of those booming punts from Chris Broussard here.
All it is just a cat and mouse game right now. It's a battle of field position. Golden Tours don't want to, force something in there and have a turnover but down in their own territory. Let's go ahead and punt the ball, try and keep Carencro pinned that back deep. And both teams are going to play things close to the vest till they get some type of field position.
Lawrence is the deep man. Snap is good. Return is on. Nice kick. Lawrence will let it hit, and it takes a Sulphur roll. A nice Sulphur roll to the 23-yard line. Oh, that was a roll of about 12 yards or so, which is really what we needed on that one. You got to keep it out of the hands of Quentin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Because I imagine he's a devastating punt returner, too. So first and 10 Bears, 3:07 to go in the first quarter. Carencro has run 6 plays. The Tours have run about 10. And a scoreless ball game. Receiver comes here to the left side, over to the right. Also tied into the right side now. I formation behind Taylor under center. Line comes set. And the give to Castillo. Nope. Kept by Taylor, but he doesn't get much. He gets about 3. Valen Jackson rode Castillo to the ground, but he didn't have the football. It looked like a great play at the beginning, but Taylor will pick up 3. And a second and a very long 7 coming up here. Not quite 8 yards needed for the first down. Carencro has yet to pick one up. Two receivers to the right, one here to the left. Now they'll shift that eye back up behind Taylor in the standard formation. No tight end. And this time, Taylor will keep to the left. He fumbles the football trying to make the pitch. No one there but Tours. Here they go. Cut inside. Touchdown, Sulphur.
That's what we was waiting for, Bruce. That's exactly what we were waiting for. That was number 8. Knock in. His second such return this year. He did that against New Iberia. He does it again. I tell you what, the Golden Tours strung it out once again. The quarterback went out on the option play to the far side. Golden Tours strung it out. They went to tackle him, and as he was going down, he tried to make the pitch. It was a very, very poor pitch. The Golden Tours knocked the pitch man off the ball, and Knockan picks it up and goes to the distance, makes a nice little cutback.
Stevenson, I believe, is perfect on the season. from extra point distance. It's Sulphur 7, Carencro nothing, with 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Back in a minute on KEZM. Sulphur High School football brought to you in part by Cypress Sewing Center at 310 Cypress Street, celebrating 27 years of selling sewing machines in the same location. Janet and Linda invite you to come by and see the large selection of machines and notions, and by ML Vincent and Associates at 1405B West Breon Lake Road. For retirement planning, financial services, and insurance, see ML and Associates. Call 562-0900. Kick goes to the far side now. It is taken at the 8 once again, slipping down and going down at the 19-yard line. The Bears will have it first and 10.
Good kickoff coverage by the Golden Tours on this attempt here. We've been doing a fine job all year on kickoff coverage and punt coverage. Had one little breakdown. What was it, last week or week before last? Can't recall when. I don't think it hurt us very bad.
No, we haven't allowed a return all year.
But we've been having excellent coverage all year long.
They mark it just short of the 20-yard line. First and 10 now. For Carencro, Tours lead at 7-0. I formation, receiver left and right. This time they will give it to Castile, and he breaks away to the 30, the 35, fumbles the football, and gets one heck of a lucky bounce.
Boy, it bounced right back to him.
Man, oh man.
We're talking about a big fullback, Darnell Castile. I was looking for the weight and the size of him. He's a very healthy running back.
And he picks up the first down of the night for Carencro, lumbering his way to the 48-yard line, and he fumbled it at the 42 and a half. He fumbled it at the 40 and got a very lucky bounce. I formation, man, they're way back, nearly 10 yards behind the line.
They'll play deep in the I from the tailback spot, like West Monroe does.
This time they give it to Castile, and this time the Tours wrap him up for a loss to the 41-yard line. It's a loss of a yard and a half on the play. The Tour defense playing some outstanding run defense here tonight.
That was Corey Lejeune and Halen Jackson on the stop, along with number 50. Who is that? Kyle Mustair.
Receivers left and right for Carencro. They haven't attempted a pass yet tonight. 2nd and 11. I formation now. The option. Turning it up is Taylor, and the Tours are right there as Medier again, who brings him down. It is a gain of 2 to the 43-yard line. It's 3rd and long once again for Carencro, and they've been in 3rd and long a lot tonight.
Yeah, that was Mustair and Corey Lejeune both combined to make an excellent play on the quarterback. 3rd and long once again. Mustair's in at middle linebacker, in for David Savoy, who's on the bench right now. For Mustair, so far, 2 good plays turned in.
I formation on 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 from the 43. Taylor looks like he wants to throw. He is sacked at the 35-yard line. Boy, the Tours on the front line playing outstanding defense here tonight, and they get the sack.
That's a fact, Joe. Was it Joe Kelly? Yes, it was Joe Kelly from his linebacker spot. Golden Tours pretty much sent the house.
Yes.
There was too many Tours to pick up in the blocking scheme for Carencro. They picked up most of them, but not Joe Kelly. He comes in and puts the clamps and makes that good tackle. A lot of times you'll see the quarterback dodge that guy, but he didn't that time. Kelly under control and brings it back for a huge sack.
9-yard loss. Now Dalfrey may get a touchback on this one. He's 66 yards from the end zone. They're letting the clock run down to the end of the quarter. After one.
Just want to let you know that Savoy is okay. He'll be back in the ball game.
All right. Sulphur leads at 7-0. Back in a minute on KEZM.
Pontiac GMC truck in Sulphur, Louisiana.
Pontiac, driving the excitement. 0% financing with approved credit and lieu of rebates through GMAC.
High snap over. Dalfrey's headed. He goes down to a knee. At the 16-yard line. First down. Sulphur. We saw this happen last week at Como.
It sure did. Como last week had that problem. Looking at the game fields between Carencro and New Iberia last week, they had struggles too. Looked like the same field we were playing on.
Yeah.
And Carencro got a little lucky last week because they had a couple of them that the punter made good catches on to get the ball off. But right here, thought he got away with it, but then right at the end, he slipped down and his knee touched. Big break for the Golden Taurus at the 15-yard line of Carencro.
Harrison lines up deep. He'll get the pitch. He'll hand it off to Riche on the end around. Ain't nothing but blue. If they can block, and they block, and it's touchdown Sulphur.
Yes.
On the end around, Riche from 16 yards out. A little trickery, and you know, that play was perfect. I wanted to say this earlier in the first quarter. It appears that Sulphur is playing off of Carencro's aggressive defense with some misdirection plays.
Very much so. Just let Carencro take themselves out of the play. That's a perfect place in the field to do this with at the 15-yard line. And because Carencro had guys back there, but the Golden Tour receivers and the quarterback, they make good blocks.
Stevenson's kick is good. And 11:46 to go here in the first half. It is now Sulphur 14 and Carencro nothing. We'll be back in a minute on KEZM. 15-yard drive set up by the muffed punt attempt there by Dalfrey, and the Tours are on top here 14-0. I want to say hello to one of our biggest fans across the way, the head of the Booster Club for Carencro. She listens to us when she comes to town to make sure we say nice things about Carencro. I think we have.
Brooklyn was talking about Cal Stevens of missing the extra points. He did miss one, and St. Thomas more. The rest of it was perfect.
Wow, I don't remember that. High kick taken at about the 13-yard line on the far side and brought down at the 24-yard line. Guerin on the return. First down now for Carencro, and again the Tours with an excellent job on the kick return team to keep the Bears pinned down inside that 25-yard line. This will be at least the third possession for the Bears inside the 25. Sulphur on top now, 14-0. But we're just underway in the second quarter. Taylor comes up under center, I formation. So it's not the Kevin Falk offense anymore, as it was when we started. Taylor on the option, turns it upfield and is brought down almost immediately as he gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line. They must have a spy on Taylor. Well, he's not really getting a lot of room.
Playing fundamental football, everybody has their assignments. That's the thing about this type of offense. Everyone has assignments, and they got to take care of their assignments. And so far, the Golden Tours all night long have done a fantastic job, except for that long run by the fullback. Other than that, a fantastic job. But at any one point in time, if one person breaks down, it could be a big play.
Same formation, receivers left and right out of the eye. Taylor will hand it off to the deep man Lawrence, and he's had a hole briefly. The problem that the running backs, the runners for Carencro seem to be having is with this wet turf. It's a gain out to the 32-yard line, third and short. They'll need about 2, almost 3 yards for the first down. They are having trouble cutting on this wet turf.
That they are, and we appreciate that. We're glad for that.
We watered the field all week long.
This is a more manageable yardage situation on third down for Carencro.
Third and a short 3. And here's Castillo. Nope, here's Taylor. First down, 35-40. Tried to juke his way past a couple of guys at the 43, and it doesn't get him anything, but it's first down, Carencro. He carried out that fake very well to Castillo.
And that's the thing about making long drives like this. You know, it can afford your defense to bend a little bit as long as they don't break and have that big breakdown. So far, it gives them another set of downs, but the Golden Tours have another set of downs to stop this team with also.
Two receivers over here to the right. Now one goes in motion, and now he goes back to dot a great big I. Here comes Lawrence, and he runs over a couple of Tours and picks up about 3 out close to the 47-yard line. Looks like, who's that leading the stop? Matt Dufresne for the Golden Tours. So a second down and long 7 here, short 8 coming up for the Bears. They pick up about 2.5 yards on the carry. Sulphur on top here, 14-0. A fumble return and a reverse off of a muffed punt for the Tours. Out of the I formation, Taylor keeps again. This time he had some running room. But again, the Tours cut him down after the gain out to the 46 in Sulphur territory. So it'll be third now at about the length of the football, maybe half a yard now, as Carencro getting into a little more of a rhythm, and bad news for the Tours. Here comes Matt Dufresne limping off the field.
Blake Watzlawick checking into the game for Dufresne. Third and short, very, very short.
Taylor under center, I formation. Castillo trips. Taylor is caught in the backfield, and he will.
He's not short.
He may pick up something, but he didn't pick up enough.
No, he
It'll
did
be
not.
fourth down. Slipping down was Castillo. And actually, fortunately for the Bears, Taylor was smart enough to hang on to the football. And it will be close enough to measure, but I don't think he's got it.
No,
but,
I don't
he'll
believe
go
so.
for this.
You would think so. You thought maybe they'd stay in between the guards even with that, but
Well, they
with
did.
that
They
big
were
fullback,
handing it off to Castillo. He fell down.
he fell down going down. Well, and the quarterback kept his head about things.
It's less than the length of the football, so you know they'll go for that.
It's about 6 inches.
Yeah. About the middle of the football.
I wouldn't even risk any type of
Quarterback sneak.
Yeah, you know, you thought they would get on the play before, but they tried to hand off and options and all that. And things can happen. You have to go with a quarterback sneak.
And Torres are playing off the ball far enough now. That's easy. He picks up a yard and a half. Sulphur was a good yard off the football. It looked like Canadian football there.
Yeah, and the only ones that played any offense was the center and the quarterback.
Yeah,
no one else for the Carencro Bears moved, in which you don't want a procedure when you got 6 inches, so nobody moved but the quarterback and the center.
I don't understand why we would play that far off on defense on a fourth and short. We're a good yard off the football now, but that makes a little more sense on 1st and 10. Taylor keeps it this time, and he's caught from behind. He'll go down after about a yard, maybe a yard and a half, gain to the 43-yard line.
He had both hands on the football as he was being tackled, but it was out. It wasn't pulled towards his body. He better get that thing tucked. I hope he doesn't. Golden Torres could knock that thing out of there.
2nd and 9 now. They mark it back just beyond the 43, right in the S of the word Torres in the field. High formation, receivers left and right. Carencro has not thrown the ball yet tonight. This time they give it to Castillo. He gets away, and he gets away again as the Torres tried to tackle the football, and he'll pick up about 4 yards. Sulphur had him for no gain, but then they started ripping at the football, and this is a big guy.
Yeah.
You know, built in the mold of, say, like Earl Campbell. Low center of gravity. And you're going to have to bring him down, and don't worry about tackling the football.
Yeah, had
Gets about 4.
Yeah, had 2 Golden Torres on him, but they just didn't have that good wrap on him.
Shotgun now. Taylor is a wide receiver. 2 men back here in the backfield. Castillo and Hill. And they'll throw. Far side, caught, 1st down. Torres playing way off of Lawrence. And he catches it on the ground at the 33-yard line. Now Torres gave Taylor way too much time and gave Lawrence way too much turf there. Very nice drive. Very similar to what we saw last week with Como.
Yeah, biggest drive of the night for Carencro.
Started at the 24. They picked up 4 first downs now, 3 on this drive. 1st and 10 from the Sulphur 33. Out of the I formation, Taylor pitches it back here to Lawrence. Torres are all over this one, but now Taylor turns and goes the other way. Now he goes backwards and Torres fall down. This could be a touchdown. Oh, flag goes down. Never mind. Torres had him back at the 40-yard line and let him go. But a holding or a clip will be called against Carencro at the 36, and that's a spot foul, so this is going to be a huge loss for the Bears. But Lawrence showed his talent. It's a clip.
Sure did. And the Golden Torres defense just all came over here. There was one Golden Torres keeping his angle there on the back side. He was going as deep as the deepest back, which is what you always are taught. But he just doesn't have the speed in that wide open field to keep up with the running back. But as the running back went past him and he was going to try and make the tackle, someone came from behind and shoved him from the back.
And that occurred 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so that is going to be an 18-yard loss for the Bears all the way back to their 49.
Yeah, that was that big clipping call that there was an official on that side of the field, but it was behind him, so the official that was on this side had that other angle to it and picked through the flag, and thank goodness he was watching that.
Now the defense with a chance to make a play here. It's 1st and 28 for Carencro. High formation now. Here comes Taylor, turns it up. Gets away from one man, but he won't get away from the rest. The Torres were looking for the pitch on that one. Taylor will pick up about 4, which is fine. The Torres will give him 4 on the next 3 plays if he wants. They'll mark it inside the 47. It'll be 2nd and about 19 now. Thing is, you can't give up the big play on these two, the next two coming up. 6:10 to go. Sulphur leads at 14-0. Two receivers come out here to the near side. One of those is Tedrick Thibodeau. Shotgun formation. No one in the backfield now. Lawrence goes out wide left. Taylor with the snap. Looking to throw. He's got plenty of time. He's throwing deep. It is too deep. Lawrence is out there. Double coverage. Menard on him. And somebody else on him way out there. Dockham. But it's way out of his range. But a nice throw, though. He threw that about 50 yards.
Yeah, that was a good throw, and he threw it long. It didn't need to be short because the receiver was breaking open. That was called Menard with the coverage out there.
Now do you send the house on 3rd and 19 or you play back? Because he's got to take some time here.
Yeah, you can't let him sit back there, though, and choose what he wants.
Ball is inside, close to the 46. It's 3rd down and about 18, 19 yards now for Carencro. They're in the shotgun. Taylor with the snap. Quarterback draw. He slips. He's in trouble. He goes down. Big loss again to the 48-yard line. Back in Sulphur Carencro territory. So that clip pushes them to the 49, and they lose another yard before the possession is over. And the Tours, who lead by 14, will get the ball back here. Menard is deep back in punt receiving formation, but Dalfrey should put this in the end zone.
Boy,
with a wind at his back.
That clipping call definitely hurt him extremely bad, but we've had the same thing happen to us, so.
Long count. Good snap. Killer kick.
Let it go.
Let it go.
There you go.
Oh, look at this bounce to the 3-yard line. It hit at the 5. This guy is outstanding as a punter. He is something else.
Normally, the ball would take an 18-yard bounce and roll, but instead he hits a Balata golf ball, makes it bite, and sit right there at the 3-yard line. Golden Tours definitely going to play it close to the vest here. No shenanigans whatsoever here, I don't believe.
Oh, he is something else. They have had some kickers at Carencro.
The ball rolled maybe 2 yards.
At best. It, just like you said, it bit.
Kind of looked like a golf ball, guys.
Yep. Had backspin on it or something. So 1st down, Sulphur at the 3. Now, to run a little time here if we can, pick up a 1st down or 2, just under 5 minutes to go in the half.
I'd run the quarterback sneak. There's no one over the center.
No, instead we give it off. Okay,
That's
I thought
all
we
right.
dropped it. We get about 3 out close to the 6-yard line. So 2nd and 7 for the Tours.
Yeah,
if they didn't have a guy who could kick it 60 yards, we might be up 21.
Oh, what? Boy, he has.
He's been their best weapon.
Oh, there is no doubt he is.
Even with the mistake he made down here at the 16-yard line.
Yeah.
But what about the defense, guys? We'll be talking to the coach at the end of the half.
So far, so good. I formation, receiver left and right. Barrio will give it to Lee, and he'll get about 2 this time. Close to the 8-yard line now, coming up on the 4-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. You really need to timeout called. We have an injured Tour on the field, and that is not good. Sulphur football is brought to you in part this season by Southern Engraving and Monograms at 3711 Maplewood Drive. They can monogram the new Sulphur Tour logo on any cap or shirt or football helmets too. Blue and gold shirts are in stock now at Southern Engraving and Monograms, the guys who supply us with our shirts here. We had the long sleeves cut off of them, but I wish we had them back right now. Also, K Communications at 3307 East Napoleon Street in Sulphur. Your authorized Motorola two-way radio sales and service dealer. Call 626-3690. K Communications on Highway 90 here in the city. Also by First Baptist Church in downtown Sulphur. They're guys, I believe, are the ones videotaping us here tonight. John Bridges and the gang here. They're inviting you to come out and worship with them each and every Sunday at First Baptist Church, 401 South Huntington Street, right there in downtown Sulphur. Limping off the field is Lee. Remember, he went down last week in Lafayette against Como.
Guys, Bruce, if I could, he has an ankle situation. Talking to the trainers last week and the docs, he said it's a type of injury that will never heal this year.
Yeah.
And he's just having a problem with it. In the practice times this week, he seemed to run real good, but at the right time, at the right moment, got a problem.
That should bring in Shamar Milton. And he will get the football and dive into the pile at the 10-yard line. The Tours will kick it away here. We owe Shamar Milton's people an apology. I think a couple of times last week we called him Milton Shamar.
We called him what?
Milton Shamar, and there was a message on the voicemail when I got back into town the other night. So our apologies to the Shamar Milton fan club. Shamar had a good game last week.
Yes, he did.
Subbing for...
I thought he played a tremendous game, really.
I agree. And he'll have a chance here. 4th down now, 3 for the Tours. Broussard is in his end zone. If there's a mistake, kick it out of the end zone. Line drive kick that will bounce. Lawrence, that's not Lawrence, but instead they will back away from it. And it'll roll just into Carencro territory. A very smart decision back there by Isaiah Mouton. And the Bears with their best field position to start a drive just inside their half of the midfield stripe. They did get it down to the Sulphur 28 or so before the clipping call. Backed them all the way back up. Actually, their 32, I think, was as far as they got it.
3 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first half. Golden Tours up 14-0. One more stand by the defense.
3 timeouts left. And the give is to Castile, and the Tours run him down for no gain.
That's how you stop that big guy. Put a bunch of big guys on him.
They're doing very little up front. They are having to run it outside.
And then another thing, they got on him before he ever could get any kind of momentum going, too. That helps a lot also.
2nd and 10, no gain. Maybe the length of the football closer to midfield. 2:35 to go. Well, look at this bunch of receivers over to the left. 3 of them. The play fake now. Taylor got one wide open down the middle of the field. If he hits him, it's a touchdown, and he's overthrown. He had Thibodeau so wide open, and it goes just off of his cold fingertips and incomplete. Half a step more, and it's 14-6.
And it was, he kind of had to even slow up a little bit to time himself running through the football, and he should have made the catch. There's no doubt he should have made it.
Man, he was wide. As soon as the ball left Taylor's hands, you could see he was out of the corner of your eye.
Boy, did we catch a break there.
3rd and 10 now.
Wow.
Big play for our defense here. Receivers left and right, I formation. The option, Taylor pitches it. Lawrence,
got
running room,
covered.
And they've got him hemmed in, and he goes down at the 46-yard line. No flags, and Mac ain't a happy guy over on the other side. And I don't blame him. His team is not playing well tonight, and our defense is playing outstanding football.
Had it strung out extremely well, and then we had Derek Clofus out there from a defensive lineman spot all the way down to the far sideline that turned him back towards the middle of the field, and then our middle linebacker, Mustayer, who's in for Savoy again, makes a good job and brings him down for a loss.
2nd straight possession, they've gone backwards. Delfrey going to kick it away from Menard, and it will take a neutral bounce this time, and it goes out of bounds. He only gains a yard on the roll this time, but it's inside the 19-yard line. He has been their best weapon to this point here tonight. It'll be 1st down Sulphur with 1:31 left now. 3 timeouts for both teams. Let's see how Carencro chooses to play it here.
Yeah, for sure. The Golden Tours on their own 19-yard line with a 14-0 lead, 1:31 to go in the first half. You've got to imagine that the Golden Tours are just going to try and get the clock milked down and go into the halves well satisfied with the job they've done. But as you mentioned, let's see what Carencro elects to take time out to try and take one more crack at it offensively.
From the 19, the give is to Harrison. Harrison to the 25. Harrison to the 30. To the 32-yard line. Best run of the night other than the touchdown for the Tours. It's 1st down.
Now let's see if the Golden Tours switches their point of view. They're at the 31 now. Let's see if they'll elect to try and get a little further down the field. I don't think they'll try anything very fancy. They'll keep running it, and if they somehow get something like this, well...
You get the football to start the 3rd quarter. I think you play conservative football right here.
Yeah. And then if we pick up another first down, we may try to open it up a little bit, but nothing goofy.
Do nothing fancy. The pitch goes back to Harrison.
Goodness.
Fumbled the football.
Oh,
it's
no.
Picked up by Carencro, and it's 14-6.
Oh, that's the one thing we did not need to happen.
56.8 seconds to go, and both defenses have scored here tonight. And that was a gimme right there for the Bears. Scores give it back. John Thompson with a touchdown.
That has killed us time after time all year long. A little toss play over to Colin Harrison. It hits him in the hands, drops right off down to the ground. It was a little bit low, but something that should be handled. Gets bobbled around a little bit. Carencro picks it up and scores a very easy touchdown. We give it to him with less than 1 minute to go in the first half. And thank you very much.
Lawrence holds. The kick is good. So we'll be back in a minute. Sulphur's 14, Carencro 7. Po' Boys and plate lunches at Sissy's, and they're open from 10 to 2, Monday through Friday. Well, you think of the Barnum game with an enormous momentum switch. This was all Sulphur's football game for 23 minutes here in the first half, but the good news is there's just a minute left to play. Harrison takes it at the goal line to the 5, 10, 15. He cut the wrong way. Down at the 21-yard line. If Carlin cuts to his left, he has a big hole. But he doesn't see it, and now the Tours will try to run out the clock on the first half here in a 14-7 ball game as both teams have returned fumbles for touchdowns. Josh Thompson from about 30 yards out for Carencro in a ball game that was totally Sulphur's up to that point.
You will not see a pass. You will not see an option play. You will not see a toss play. You won't see maybe quarterback sneaks.
3 quarterback sneaks, or at least 2 right here.
You got to be kidding me.
High formation. To give us to Milton, he'll lose a yard. But that's okay. That's fine. As long as the clock's running, we don't care.
It is running.
Sulphur will get the football to start the third quarter. Carencro chooses not to stop the clock as we let him back in this one.
We'll have to run one more play.
Yep. Doggone it.
My goodness, of all the things. The one thing you really had to guard for.
Yeah.
The obvious.
I mean, even if he recovers the fumble, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
Milton again. He'll get about 4 yards this time, and that'll do it.
Or even if they just recover it and fall on it.
Yep, that's just it. Even if Carencro gets it. So we're at halftime here. Sulphur on top.
Get with the coach.
14-7.
Well, we got the coach right here. Coach, what are you going to do to put this game away?
You know, we got to keep playing defense like we are, and we just got to, we got to be able to sustain drives offensively and be able to eventually put some more points on the board.
Well, only this one mistake, everything was perfect with you.
One mistake, it's an odd mistake too, because it's one of those that you just don't know where it comes from. How does it bounce perfect in somebody's hands running the opposite way? That kind of stuff really upsets me.
Coach, well, you heard it from his mouth. It upsets him from how can one mistake like that go the way it went.
It's easy because they did the same thing.
Absolutely, and
we got the same kind of bounce.
And it's just, what can you say? We've had this thing the whole game, and right at the wrong time. I mean, the wrong time, something like that would happen.
No, it's on here.
We continue our halftime show with Band of Pride and music from Chuck Mangione. So sit back and enjoy. enjoy the music, Chuck with the Sulphur Band of Pride. like halftime shows, you'll love the Sulphur Marching Festival. Come out and enjoy 24 bands from Louisiana and Texas. Tomorrow, here at Walker Stadium.
They had about the same amount of yards.
And guys, if you notice, James Lee's down here. He is not dressed out for the second half here. He will not be playing in this ballgame tonight.
No, but he's learning how to use crutches. Dalfrey's kick will not be returned, so it'll be 1st and 10 Sulphur. This must be the guy they were talking about. They were talking about how the kicker against Barb kept putting him in the end zone. And when I was talking about the place kicker with the Carencro guys over here before the game, they said he was terrible. So this must be who they were referring to right here. Well, the punter does the kickoff. So 1st and 10 now for the Tours. Neither one of these offenses played very well in the first half, which tells you how well the defenses played. So if the Tours can come out here and play on offense, we'll be in good shape. Here's the give to Harrison. Harrison spins away to the 30 or to the 24-yard line. Tackled there almost by the helmet. I'll pick up a 4 on the first down play, and the Tours will play a 2nd and 6 from the 24-yard line. Just underway here in the third quarter. Two very quick games last week and this week so far. Receiver left and right now for the Golden Tours. Each team with a touchdown on defense here tonight. But Sulphur has one on offense. The give up the middle. Shamar Milton nearly breaks away. He gets 5. Actually, they're going to give him 6 to the 30-yard line. He may get a first down here. It is a first down Sulphur. I must have missed a part of that play, but that's a pretty good spot.
Good spot. He was fairly close to that, but
yeah,
that was a good spot, though.
But I didn't think he went over that 30-yard line, but the two officials on either side of the field said he did. That's good enough. Sulphur with the 5th first down. Each team had 4 in that first half. Receivers to the left and to the right. One on each side. Double tight end for the Tours. Out of the eye. The play fake to Harrison. Rolling far side, then dumping it off and in and out of the hands of McLeod is Barrio. And a 2nd and 10 coming up. John Cloud had maybe 4 yards on the play.
Actually,
I'm sorry, Shamar Milton.
Yeah, that was Shamar Milton. Came out of the backfield, went into the flats out there, and it was thrown just a little bit behind him. Lead him a little bit more with it, and that's a good pickup for the Golden Tours. If he doesn't get any yards after the catch, it still would have been about a 4-yard gain.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball right square on the 30-yard line. Same formation, I formation behind Barrio. And here's Milton again, and he nearly breaks free. He is brought down by one of the linebackers there, Tyson Samby. But he picks up 5.5 yards on the play, and he was one step away from picking up at least the first down on that play as he gets nearly 6. So 3rd down and 4 for the Tours.
Good job inside against that 8-man front for Carencro. That's an excellent job when you have that many guys in the box.
3 down linemen and 4 linemen and 4 linebackers. Here's the give to Harrison. 1st down and more. He goes down on his knee at the 46-yard line. And maybe he didn't. No one's going to mark it there. They're going to give him almost 10 yards on the play. But it's a 1st down. Tours just short of their 49, right at their 49-yard line.
Very good job, and it was a linebacker, Jim Guerin, that got him around the shoestrings to trip up Carlin, or he would have busted it big time.
Riche and Harrell go to the left. Cloud over here to the right is the tight end. Excuse me, the other way around. I formation. 1st and 10 from the 49 for the Tours. On the option, Barrio keeps. He gets it across midfield, but that's about it. Maybe 2 yards on the play for Trey, who did the wise thing and kept that as Sampi brings him down along with Justin Brown.
Because he came out from under center with not real good control of the football. Could have easily came loose there, but he held on to it and picked up just about 2 yards.
Derek Montgomery into the ball game for Harrison now. Carlin will come out.
That might be the one that toss play or that option play.
Receiver left and right.
Good running back.
He has the only kickoff return the Tours have this season. Oh, man, it's wide open, and he dropped it. Well, the dropped touchdown passes and the fumble returns are even at 1. Riche could not have been more wide open, and he dropped it.
I mean, it was right in the chest. Poor fella. I mean, he wanted it badly. He could taste it. He was so wide open, but it was almost identical to Carencro's pass play earlier. We faked the pitch, the toss earlier. It was set up, and they expected it. We faked it and threw downfield, and boy, they bit hard. Golly.
3rd and 8. Here comes the blitz. They're going to throw. Back near side, incomplete. Had the screen set up, and he just threw it into the bench. Cloud was out here, but then so was DeMarcus Carmouche, so it wouldn't have gone very far. So here comes Broussard.
Carmouche would have had to make that play all by himself. If the Golden Tours did have some linemen out there to give some blocking, except for Carmouche leaked through.
Oh, geez. So close in this ball game.
Well, they got away with one. We got away with one.
So here's Broussard to kick it away. 12 steps. End over end. Takes a nice Sulphur bounce out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So not bad.
No, that's a good job.
Wanted inside that 20. The further the better, and he got it to the 17-yard line. So Carencro will take over, down 14-7 with 9:02 to go in this ball game. Boy, we could have another touchdown for each team on the board here, or we could have a 14-7 score based on simply the offenses, as each team has dropped a touchdown pass, but each team has returned a fumble for a touchdown. So here come the Bears, 1st and 10 now. Taylor in the shotgun. One man in the backfield with him there, receivers left and right. He will run to the left. He will cut it up and slip, and a flag goes down. That could be holding. Matt Dufresne is back out there for the Tours. That should be holding or face mask, but I think it was...
That's holding.
Is that it?
Uh-huh.
I didn't see the white hat. Back them up, gang. Back them up. This ain't a team that picks up big chunks of yardage against this defense. was talking to Scooter Hobbs with the newspaper downstairs. He's impressed with the way the defense is playing also against that option by the Bears here tonight. They've not gotten much out of it.
No, the Golden Tours played excellent on defense tonight, as they have all year long, really. The coach from Como last week said that's the best front seven that he's seen in the district by far.
It is a loss of about 9 on the play. Half the distance to the goal. 1st and 18, 1st and 19. I formation. And Taylor keeps it, and here's the hole, and here he goes. 20, 25, 30-yard line. First down, Carencro at the 32-yard line. Excellent blocking that time.
Yeah, they went on the offside. They faked everything like it was going to the left, and the Golden Tour defense went to that side, and they over-pursued it. And
Yep.
He just kind of let it develop, and then he just cut it right back between his right guard and right tackle, and there was no one there. There was 2 Golden Tours there, but they were blocked out.
Similar to some of the plays we saw run against Carencro in the first half. I formation now, 1st and 10 from the 32. The give to Lawrence. Tours everywhere, no gain.
Yeah,
4 Golden Tours in the backfield that time.
It's very rare that you'll get anything on that Golden Tour defense in between the tackles. Very, very rare, but they kind of fooled us with that play on that last down.
Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. Castile and Lawrence behind Taylor, receiver left and right. Lawrence pitches it back, and it's put on the ground, and Taylor pitched it back to Lawrence. It was behind him, and Lawrence has to fall on it for another loss. Back to the 28. Wow, that's a horrible spot. He was back at the 27.
Unless they rule the quarterback down.
No, he was no. That's just
before
a bad
he
spot.
pitched it.
No, because he was up inside he was beyond the 30.
Wow.
So it's now 3rd and 14. It should be at least another yard further back.
Oh, at least.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Man-to-man coverage, so the Tours have to watch this. Taylor slips, and he is sacked. He did not go down, so it is a sack. They must have brought the wrong shoes here tonight.
Must have. That was Corey Lejeune from his linebacker spot, putting the stop to the quarterback, and a sack that time. The Golden Tours not taking any risk with letting the quarterback stand back there and get a pass off. They just got him.
2nd sack of the night for the Tours, and here comes the best weapon of the evening for the Carencro offense, Dalfrey. Sulphur shows block. He'll hit this at about his 12. Decent snap. Nice kick. Comes over here to the near side. Menard will let it hit. Going to take a Carencro bounce. Goodness. Out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That is something else.
Just like from square one from the beginning of the game. It's a game of field position.
They gave him 2 yards that time.
I tell you, though, he deserves it. He is a heck of a kicker.
He takes a good drop with the ball. If you notice, he drops the ball way up high, and that foot is down low, and he gets all extension that he can off of it with that big drop that he gets.
Did you see that Sam Houston punt block last night against Northwestern? The guy nearly took it off his foot. On 1st down, the give is to Harrison. Coming to the near side, some nice blocks. Gets it out close to the 30. A gain of 6.5 or so on the 1st down carry. Milton, one of the guys out there doing the blocking.
That's a fine play that time by the Golden Tours. A good pickup that time. But yes, you mentioned last night, Sam Houston guy just got back there, and he was kind of scrambling back there, and he stuck his hand out, and he actually hit the ball as it was being dropped to the foot of the punter, and he hit the ball down onto the punter's foot, actually. I've never seen that.
2nd and 3 from the 30. I formation for the Tours. Receiver to the left and one to the right. Here's Milton up the middle. He will stumble close to the 1st down, but looks like he might be just a hair short. But it'll be 3rd down. The Tours will get another shot at it here.
Yeah, that was the exact play that I was hoping that they was going to run, because Milton is a fine runner in between the tackles, as is James Lee. Milton maybe with a little bit extra speed than James Lee has.
Quarterback sneaking. Third and half a yard.
It's either that or the fullback, one of the two.
Carencro playing way off the ball, too. 9 men up there now. Out of the I formation. False start Sulphur. It'll be 3rd and 6. Everybody move but the center. It'll be the first penalty against the Tours tonight.
Boy, and that was a bad time to get a penalty.
Sure was.
That's the complete opposite of what Carencro did. Everybody but the center and the quarterback moved for Sulphur. When Carencro ran that play, it was everybody didn't do anything except the center and the quarterback.
So you go from a makeable first down to a much more difficult one. They penalized us about 4.5 yards, by the way. It's 3rd and less than 5.
It sure is.
It's about a 4.5 yard penalty.
Sure is. We have to get to the 30.
We had to get to the 33, and the ball's at the 28. Actually, it's over the 30 at the 28. Offset I, 2 receivers to the right now for the Tours. They're leading at 14-7 here. Here's the give to Harrison, and he goes down after a gain of a yard. So the first and only penalty of the night against the Tours will cost them possession of the football here. And it'll bring out Broussard, who needs to get off a good kick. Dropping back deep is Mouton.
You can look for him to kick it towards one of the 2 sidelines, and I'm sure he's going to kick it over to this near side.
Mistake on offense there. Carencro won't jump. Tours trying to get him to jump. They're moving all around on offense. Now they're set as they've run out of time. The block is on. Nice high kick. It will hit and take a small Sulphur roll. A little bit better to the 32-yard line. So 14-7 Sulphur. The punters having pretty good nights here tonight with 3:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. And boy, you hate to see Carencro get that football when you're only up by 7.
Very true.
A very explosive offense, but the Tours have not allowed them to light the fuse here this evening.
I sure haven't. They played a tremendous game defensively, have the Golden Tours.
Just stay focused for about another 15.5 minutes. And we just might have ourselves a playoff spot. Taylor in the shotgun. Receiver left and right. One man in the backfield with him. There's the snap. There's the handoff. Lawrence has it. He's caught from behind. Somebody got him in the backfield there for the Tours.
Just like Clovis.
Yep, Derek Clovis. I didn't even see Derek, but all of a sudden, Lawrence went down like he was shot.
Boy, I'm telling you, I don't know where he came from, but I'm glad he was there.
A loss, actually, of about half a yard.
Yep.
There have been a number of plays behind the line, tackle behind the line tonight for the Tours. Shotgun again for Taylor. Receiver left and right. Wingmen left and right. Taylor to throw. Pump fakes. He will keep. He will go down. He'll get a yard. No sack.
That's Derek Clovis, David Savoy, Matt Dufresne, and Valen Jackson, all on the tackle for the Golden Tours.
So 3rd and 9 from the 33-yard line now. The Tours are just collapsing that offensive line for the most part of the Bears. I formation. 2 receivers go to the left now. Taylor under center. And the play fake. He rolls to the middle of the field. He throws out there, caught tight end, first down. And we may have touchdown. We have touchdown. Nope, caught him from behind. Menard did. He was blocked. He shed the block. They hit this great big tight end. And he rumbles all the way down to the 16-yard line. First down, Carencro.
Our cornerback, I think it was the cornerback back there that was in position to make the play, but he got...
Yeah, Broussard, I think, slipped.
Cross-footed.
Yep.
And he just couldn't get to the guy. He just fell down, and that just left him just a ton of yardage.
We have 10 men on the field. Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, there he is. Everybody in tight. The give to Castile. He breaks free, and he's down to the 2-yard line.
Boy, he just bulled his way down there. That's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 2-yard line, and the Golden Tour is down in the backfield.
Now, it looks like Valen Jackson.
Please start by facing on and Joe Kelly.
Now that is the Carencro we thought we were going to see
Yeah.
on those two plays right there.
That big pass play gave them a spark, is what
Yep.
it did. And it
Yep.
kind of let the wind out of the sails of the Golden Tours.
Our coverage of the Baptist Church in downtown Sulphur, inviting you to worship with them this weekend. First Baptist Church is at 401 South Huntington Street, also by West Cal Printing at 315 South Huntington in Sulphur with Ron DeLandrino, owner. They have commercial printing, promotional items, Xerox copies, announcements, and invitations. Call or fax them at 527-7780. So they continue to deal with the Golden Tour out there. I didn't see number 98 over here in the defensive huddle. They're going to sit him up here. Man, that's two big plays, and Carencro.
Give a big hand for number 96, Trent Lawrence.
96, not 98.
Trent Lawrence.
So it'll be first and goal to go now on that big play by Castile.
And it looked like he's walking okay. He's
Yeah.
not limping a lot.
Chris Jones, by the way, 87, was the big tight end.
It's like a back problem or something, or a shoulder. He's dangling his left
Yeah.
arm.
But he's walking. Well, this ball game will go to the team whose offense shows up. As defensively, both teams have played well. But right now, it's the Carencro offense aiming to tie her up. Power formation there. Wishbone in the backfield. And the give is to the big man for the tying, for the touchdown. Actually, that is not Castile. I don't know who that is. Who carried that in? 45. One of the linebackers, Chris Mobley. So Mobley, and here's the tie coming up here, the extra point attempt for the tie.
I believe that's number 45,
Yeah.
Jeff Guerin, that big linebacker.
Oh,
that
45
sits up.
Guerin. I'm sorry. I thought I saw 44. Okay. You're right. And that may be the first guy who has scored other than Lawrence and Taylor here this season for Carencro. So the 14-point lead is gone. Lawrence is the holder. And the kick is good. So we're tied up with 2:09 to go in the third quarter. Sulphur 14, Carencro 14. Back in a minute.
Committee to elect Charles Trump, Sulphur City Judge.
Here's Dalfrey to kick. Put the last one in the end zone. This one won't make it that far. Taken at the goal line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 22-yard line. So we're tied up now. It was all Sulphur the first 23 minutes of our ball game. Carencro got the touchdown on the fumble recovery, the fumble return, and then a nice little drive there of 77 yards, 67 yards, 68 yards from the 32-yard line. And all of it but 2 yards coming on 2 plays. So now the Tours must answer offensively. We have 1 touchdown tonight from 16 yards out on a 16-yard drive. Barrio to throw. Barrio will be sacked. So there's the first sack of the night. This is a game of momentum, just like the Barb game. And right now it belongs to Carencro.
That it does.
And the bad news against Barb was we never got it back at about this point.
Trent's going to be okay down here. He's got his neckties down, but his shoulderless situation, but he's laughing about it, hoping to get back in. Stinger, yes.
Yeah. That ice can't be feeling real good.
Not tonight. You're absolutely right.
I formation now, 2nd and 14 now for the Tours. The give is to Harrison. Harrison out across the 20. Gets the yards back. Hey, Carencro, except for the end around, Riche have not given the Tours much at all on offense as far as anything more than about 5 or 6 yards.
That's true. They've played some pretty good defense themselves for the most part.
But it's been a very good defensive ball game on both sides. We're tied at 14. Each team has scored once on offense and once on defense. Last minute of play here in the third quarter. High formation now, 3rd and 9 for the Tours from the 23. Milton will get it out across the 30, but he won't get enough.
Well, I mean, a good surge by the Golden Tour offensive line that time, knocking the Bears back, but they had just enough backing coverage to trip up Shamar Milton about a yard short of the first down.
Tours do not have to run a play, and I would not run a play here. As the punting team comes in, I would let the clock run down.
Yeah, I would too.
That's hopefully what they're doing, 8 seconds. Well, they're going to get it off.
That's against the wind.
Yep, and it takes a Sulphur bounce. Now it's neutral, and that'll be it at the 37-yard line. After 3, it's Carencro 14, Sulphur 14. Back in a minute on KEZM.
With your vote, I'm committed to you and your family always.
Please vote Billy Guidry, Ward 4 Marshall on October 5th. Thank you. Paid for by the committee to elect Billy Guidry Marshall.
On the first down play, Taylor keeps it. It's off to the races. 35, 40, 30, 25, and he's out of bounds. He stays in bounds, but he's brought down at the 20-yard line.
I can't understand how you can stop a team for that long. But it happens. You just stop them, and you stop them, and you stop them. They get a little pep in their step all of a sudden, and they break off another long game. That's one missed assignment, and it results in a big play down to the 20-yard line of the Golden Tours.
I guess you just get worn out, but on a cool night, that would be a little bit harder to do. 1st and 10, I formation from the 20-yard line now for Carencro. And the pitch back to Lawrence. Or somebody in the backfield. He has dropped for a big loss. Nick Rogers all over Lawrence. Well, Quentin Lawrence is averaging over 100 yards a ball game, but he's really going to have to step it up to reach that tonight because he has lost on 3 or 4 plays.
Yes, he has. And I tell you what, that's what I was thinking before the last big play that Carencro had was the Golden Tour defense somehow is going to have to come up with some negative yardage to take the wind out of the sails of the Carencro offense, maybe come up with a turnover.
Turnover would be nice. 3 receivers go out to the right. 1 over here to the left. Shotgun formation on 2nd and 16. Taylor in trouble. Now he will run far side. Gets a block. That will pick up about 5 yards, close to the 20. Stays in bounds. It'll be 3rd and at least 10 now for the Bears from their 20-yard line as David Savoy knocks him down.
Yeah, that's probably the worst thing he could have done was throw the football. Speaking in Carencro's favor, I was kind of hoping he would, and we could come up with an interception.
Right now, they're winning the field position battle, so this is probably 4-down territory for the Bears. High formation now, Castile and Lawrence. 2 receivers out here to the left. And the play fake, and the pitch now to Lawrence. Lawrence will score. So the Bears, flag down.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was an easy touchdown for Lawrence.
Very easy, but there's a reason why he was open over there at the point.
Holding Carencro.
At the point of play. That's exactly why he was able to take it up, because we had Golden Tours over there, and I couldn't believe we couldn't make that tackle, and we know why, because it was holding.
Spot foul, so it'll be a loss of about 7. Back to the 28-yard line, and now it'll be 3rd and long for Carencro. You know, they don't have a lot of players this year.
No, they don't.
For a school with 1,400 kids in it, they don't have a lot of football players. Of course, they may limit them. They may not travel with a bunch of freshmen or something like that. So 3rd down and about 18 now. The play fake rolling to the middle of the field.
Oh, that's
Batted
blocked in the air.
It's caught.
Yes.
Intercepted Sulphur to the 40, 45, 50, and into
Thank you.
Carencro territory. It is tipped into the air.
By Derek Clofus. I'll tell you exactly who it was.
And coming down with it was David Savoy. First down tours the second Carencro turnover of the night.
Derek Clofus, with that tall, angular body of his, got a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. He watched the quarterback. He couldn't get to him. When the quarterback threw it, Clofus went well up in the air, knocked it up. Savoy picks it off, and that's that turnover we were looking for.
That we certainly needed. Two receivers to the right.
Yes.
Tours go from left to right, I formation. Hang on to the football. Barrio with a play fake, rolls to the middle of the field, now dumps it off, caught. Milton to the 45, gets away to the 40, the 35, and pushed out of bounds. On the near side, first down Tours inside the Carencro 34-yard line.
Boy, it looks like they're going to run that little drag pattern with the tight end over the middle because we rolled out, went play action. Barrio rolled out to the right, bought himself a little time, no pressure on him whatsoever, waiting for receivers to clear. Thought it was a tight end, but it was actually Shamar Milton going through the line of scrimmage on the play fake and then snuck back around wide open. Gets a real good job, does a real good job of getting extra yardage after the catch.
Milton kid's a good runner, good player. Two receivers to the left, I formation. Hand off Harrison, nowhere to go. He'll lose 2 or 3 at least to the 37-yard line. He ran up the back of one of his blockers who was really being pounded by one of the Carencro linebackers, Brown, it looks like. And he tried to peel off, and there was nowhere to go. So it's 2nd and 13, at least inside the 37.
Linebacker number 45 that scored the touchdown for Carencro, voicing his opinion to the head referee there, saying that he's being held to watch the holding call.
Sulphur's only been penalized once tonight. They have not been penalized much at all in district play. Two receivers to the right, I formation now in 2nd and long. There's Milton. There goes Milton to the 30, to the 25, and he falls down as he just kind of runs into Damian Jones back there, one of the linebackers, but it's a great pickup of 12 yards on the play, 13 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1. Now here's where the Tours stubbed their toe last time with a false start.
Yep, but I would give the ball to Milton a steady diet. If he doesn't pick it up on this one, I'd give it to him again.
Shamar is small enough to where he can hide.
He's very
got
small.
some breakaway speed once he gets into the secondary there with the linebackers.
Very low center of gravity, but very quick.
From the 24, here's Milton hunting and pecking his way to the first down and more inside the 15-yard line. But now you're in field goal range with the way your defense is playing.
The worm,
1st and 10, Sulphur.
The worm is turning. Carencro had the mow a while ago, but the Golden Tours have wrestled it away from them. They have it now on their side, and the Golden Tours are at the 14-yard line of Carencro, 1st down and 10, as they're trying to get into the end zone and get back up on the Bears.
Just hang on to the football. I formation now. Two receivers over to the left side. Here goes Milton again. Inside the 10, he's got about 5 yards. And of course, now the Tours would like to see the clock run. But we've still got lots of time, under 8 minutes, about 7:45 to go now in a tie ball game.
And I tell you what, you got if Milton is getting that kind of yardage, and he's doing that on just about every play, the old playbook says you keep on going to it until they stop it.
Just hang on to the football, guys. 2nd and 6, they back it up near the 10. Harrison in the backfield. On the option, Barrio keeps to the 5. Barrio touchdown! Trey Barrio from 9 yards out of the Tours are back on top.
And I like what he did. He went with the option play. There was only he and Harrison back there. Milton was over on the wingback slot on the right side. They went to that right side, and Barrio running the option play and used Harrison as a decoy, faked the pitch to him, kept it himself, and found that seam into the goal line.
Here's Stevenson. Snap is in good shape. The kick is also in good shape. 7:16 to go. Sulphur 21, Carencro 14. Back in a minute. on KEZM. Every draw. Golden Tour football also brought to you in part by Sissy's Maplewood Drive-In at the corner of Maplewood and City Service Highway. For delicious burgers, po' boys, and plate lunches, it's Sissy's. They're open from 10 to 2 Monday through Friday. And also by M.L. Vincent & Associates at 1405B West Preon Lake Road for retirement planning, financial services, and insurance. It's M.L. Vincent & Associates at 562-0900. Lawrence will pick it up at the 6-yard line, and he's immediately in trouble. And he will go down at the 7-yard line. Well, when you're ahead, you can put the ball in the hands of your offense to win it or your defense to win it. And right now, our defense is playing so well, you kind of like the chances.
They've done a great job. They really have. They did what they needed to do a while ago. The defense jump-started our offense by that big turnover that I don't know, just had that feeling that the Golden Tour defense really had to make a play tonight, and they did with Clofus batting up in the air. Savoy with the pickoff off of it. Get a good return. Golden Tours put it into the end zone, and good kick coverage starts out on the 7-yard line. Does Carencro, their own 7.
Got to play D now. On the option, the give is to Castile. He's down at the 10-yard line.
That was
gain
a good,
of about 3.
Yes, indeed. They got to play it kind of close to the vest. They can't afford to make a mistake of their own back here deep in their territory. Gave it to the fullback, which is what they kind of needed to do with that full load. But we had him well covered, picked up only about 2-3 yards. We also had the quarterback stuffed in the backfield, and we also had the pitch man covered. Everything, all 3 legs of the option was covered that time by the Golden Tours.
High formation now, receivers left and right. 2nd and 7. Here's Castile again. Couple of yards. We'll do this all night long.
They can't take they just can't afford with that to take a chance with that option play, I don't believe.
Well, they're going to have to take a chance now. It's 3rd and 5. I mean, I wouldn't take the chance with the pitch either.
But the Golden Tours, now that I'm thinking about it, they forced things a while ago in making Carencro do something they don't normally like to do, and that's throw the ball in a passing situation.
6 minutes to go. Sulphur by 7. Shotgun now. And the chant for defense comes up. Taylor to throw. Looks far side, throws. It is caught. First down at the 19-yard line. Excellent pitch and catch there. Lawrence from Taylor.
Yeah.
You're going to hear that again next year, folks.
Sure will. The Golden Tours just don't want to get beat deep. They let them turn it up and run a hook in front of them, and that's okay with us. We'd rather have them do that than hit a big play on us. Got to keep them in front of us.
Because it took them a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get this far, and we'll let them do that. 2 minutes for every 15 yards, and we'll win it. High formation, 2 receivers here to the near side on the left. And Taylor on the option is caught. And no gain, maybe a little bit of a loss.
It should be a loss. Yes, it is.
Not much, but we'll take it.
They've had a ton of them, though. They really have had a lot of negative plays tonight. That's one down.
Second and almost 11.
Got to hold them back here. If you get them you can force them in a 4th down and long, they'll have to punt, and the Golden Tours can milk some time off the clock. It's very important that the Golden Tours can get a stop and force a punt on this side of the field.
2nd and a short 11, high formation. The play fake. And Taylor is in trouble and sacked at the 13-yard line.
Broussard came from a safety spot, played on the line of scrimmage, and he blitzed. He was picked up. Number 67 for the Golden Tours. Blake Watzlawick was back there, and there was one more Golden Tour helping out on the tackle. He tried to circle the wagons back there, but we had good coverage and couldn't let him get out. 3rd and very long for Carencro from their own 14-yard line.
3rd and 16. Huge play now because the clock is at 4:20 and counting. Menard thought they were going to punt. He was back at the 50-yard line. Got to play D right here. Receiver left and right. And on the option, Taylor keeps. He got a little bit of running room, but not much. He gets it back to about the 18.5-yard line. It's 4th and 11. And these people ought to be on their feet for this defense.
3 minutes and 55 seconds and counting. It's 4th down and 10. Carencro from their own 19-yard line as Carl Menard goes back to his own 38-yard line to field this punt.
Dalfrey, who is the main reason that Carencro is even in it.
You're right.
Good snap. Not a great kick. In fact, it might be his worst of the night. Get out of the way. It'll take a small Carencro roll, but great field position at the 45-yard line in Sulphur territory. First down. Now, just get it to the 20 and get 3.
Sorry for hollering, folks. I'm watching the play, and I can see a couple of Golden Tours are going back to try and block for their returner, and the ball almost hit a Golden Tour in the foot, and I'm hollering for him to get away like he can hear me from up here. So sorry for hollering, but the excitement is just unreal. Golden Tours have it at their own 45-yard line with 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the game.
High formation. Carencro has all 3 timeouts, so
they'll have to burn them.
There goes Milton. Nope, pitch back to Harrison. There goes Harrison. He gets it across midfield to the 47-yard line, a gain of 8 on the first down.
I'll tell you what, the Golden Tours are just still going to go with it. You know,
but he's out of bounds. That's the bad news.
The bad news is he's out of bounds. The good news is it's second down and 2 from the just inside the 47-yard line of Carencro. Wow, you just didn't know they was going to risk that option toss. It's the troubles we've had with it this year, but they came back with it and came up with good yardage.
Well, if I'm Carencro now, I'm looking for Milton.
Yes.
From the 47, second and a short 2. Clock is stopped. Here goes Milton. First down, Sulphur. That's all you want right now.
That's exactly all. That's exactly. The clock will stop with 3 minutes and 15 seconds in the game. And it stops only momentarily to reset the chains as the Golden Tours pick up a first down. They'll be they'll operating from just inside the 44-yard line of Carencro, and now they'll start the clock right now.
If we can pick up one more first down, in fact, they won't even wait. Timeout, Carencro. We'll be back in a minute. 3:13 to go. Sulphur 20. By 7. One more first down here.
One more first down will do it, especially the way they burn in their timeouts, Bruce.
Yep. Here comes the blitz. Here comes the handoff. And ahead goes Harrison inside the 40. You'll pick up nearly 5 on the first down play, and you'll take that, and there's timeout number 2.
Yep, they need to take their timeouts. 3 minutes, 4 seconds to go.
Our coverage of Golden Tornado football brought to you in part by Southern Engraving and Monograms. At 3711 Maplewood Drive, they can monogram that new Sulphur Tour logo on any cap or shirt or football helmet. And they've also got blue and gold shirts in stock, so get yours for next week. Southern Engraving, 3711 Maplewood Drive. Also, let's see here. My card's upside down. High Hope Care Center, a long-term care facility. They're at 475 High Hope Road here in Sulphur. Call 527-8140. And by State Representative Ronnie Johns, wishing the best of luck to the Sulphur Golden Tours. 3:04 to go now, and one more timeout left for Carencro. It is second down and almost 6. A long 5 for the Tours. Now the Carencro down to 1 timeout. But of course, you want to see them if they get the football back with no timeouts left at about 90 yards to go.
Exactly right.
If they even get the ball back.
Hopefully they don't. If the Golden Tours can pick up that 1 first down you were talking about, they can just run out the clock.
They may not get it back. You're absolutely right. I formation. Receiver left and right. Just hang on to the football. Milton puts his head down and gets another 4 yards. Close to the 35-yard line now. And Carencro, I think, has chosen to take the final timeout. And we will take the break. 2:53 to go. Sulphur 21. Carencro 14. Back in a minute on KEZM. Third and about 1.5 yards. I formation now. The give is to Milton. First down and more. He is gone. Touchdown, Shamar Milton, and the Golden Tours more than likely are headed into the playoffs.
That would do it. I would believe that would put the Golden Tours in the playoffs. I was going to say, coming out of the timeout, if we had a little time, I was going to say Carencro's defense has to take a lot of chances. They just burned their last timeout with 3rd down and 2 from their 35-yard line with the Golden Tours, and they just had to take chances. The Golden Tours busted that short yardage situation with Milton using his speed and just blew past the line of scrimmage into the end zone.
Stevenson's kick is good. We'll be back in a minute. Sulphur 28, Carencro 14, back on KEZM. From 35 yards out, Shamar Milton may have just run the Golden Tours into the playoffs. They're ranked 22nd this week. They will pick up a hefty amount of power points for the win and for beating a top 10 team in Carencro. And even if you lose to Acadiana, you're losing to a top 10 team next week, or what should be. And you'll be in great shape. Picked up at the goal line, to the 10, to the 15, to the 22-yard line. This is Wilton Bozier with the football, and now they got to throw the football. Heck, we could pick one off and score.
Sure could. Carencro is forced to do something now that they really don't like to do. They're not set up to just throw the ball on every down.
And now you tee off.
Oh, it just bodes into the Golden Tour defense. So, I mean, easily now the Golden Tour's front seven is going to be coming with a lot of pressure. And the secondary is going to have to do their job and keep the wide receivers for Carencro in front of them.
3 receivers in that little cubby over there to the right. 1 man in the backfield. Taylor is up under center. B with the play fake. Rolls to the middle of the field. There's the pressure. There's the sack. Phelan Jackson.
Jackson was being double team, folks. He split the double team, and they pushed him right into the quarterback, who was trying to fake him out and roll one way and came back the other. And Jackson just drew that straight line straight to the quarterback and nails him for a sack.
Well, I agree with Scooter. This kid is going to be an outstanding quarterback, but not tonight. The Tours did an outstanding job of bottling up Lucas Taylor and Quentin Lawrence here this evening, but this pair will be back next year for Carencro. Out of the I formation, Taylor on the option, hit as he pitches it. Lawrence has the football. He'll pick up some positive yards, but not much. Then he drops the football, but just like the other guy here earlier, it bounced right back into his hands. And it will be 3rd and a ton now for Carencro. Even though they picked up yards, it'll be 3rd and almost 15.
Guys, if I can tell you real quick.
Same predicament as Air Force was last night against Colorado State. They're just a running football team with that wishbone type offense they run, and the Golden Tours have the lead, and it's just they're not built for this type of game.
Out of the I formation, 3rd and 15, and Carencro has conceded. Oh, what a stick! Taylor is stuck by Lejeune at the 21-yard line. 4th down now.
That brings a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. That was a perfect textbook tackle with the shoulder and just drove the quarterback into the ground backwards.
So it's 4th down, and Carencro will go for it at the Sulphur 21-yard line, and why not?
Yeah, they have to.
14's as good as a million.
Guys, you ought to see the faces of these guys and coaches down here on the sideline. Fantastic.
Well, they did what they had to do, and that's win one of these last 2, and they've won this one. Hey, the big man Castile has it. He will get close to the 1st down, but he will not get it. And our ball game will be over on the next snap.
And fittingly, that blue wall storm of the Golden Tour defense just made a terrific effort of not letting him lean forward another yard to prevent him from getting it. They're going to measure it, but I think
he's a yard short. The ball's at the 32. They had to get it closer to the 33. It was like a
big wall the Golden Tours formed right there at the 1st down yardage and drove him back and repelled him.
Golden Tour football. It's been a good one tonight, brought to you in part by Cajun Monograms at 1309 Cypress Street. For monogramming, trophies, engraving, and more, they can personalize caps, jackets, towels, just about anything. Call 528-8010, and by Cypress Sewing Center at 310 Cypress Street, celebrating 27 years of selling sewing machines at the same location. Janet and Linda invite you to come by and see their large selection of machines and notions. Tours can take a knee, and this one is done.
Yeah, just snap it one time and it's over with. What an excellent effort by the Golden Tour football team tonight on both sides, offensively and defensively.
Defensively, they surrender 1 touchdown, and that was on 2 big plays to get Carencro to the 2-yard line. Other than that, the Bears were never close to scoring. In fact, the only other time they were inside the red zone was the turnover.
Right.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they got much closer than 30 too many times tonight. So they take a knee formation because the Bears can't stop the clock. And there it is. So Sulphur will go to 6-3. Carencro will drop to 8-2. But most importantly now, Carencro drops to 5th place. And actually, that doesn't mean anything.
No, it really doesn't.
It really doesn't, other than who's in first place. They get the automatic bid, but Carencro will be in the playoffs. But the Golden Tours may have just now joined them here tonight. The final score, the Tours 28, the Bears 14. Don't forget, it'll be on TV now. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, 8 and midnight, starting and at noon on Saturday, starting Monday. So be sure to catch this one on your TV. We'll be back in 2 minutes with our Claiborne Mobile Homes coaches interview right here on KEZ. Back here at Matt Walker Stadium where the Tours win it tonight 28-14 over the Carencro Bears. And I was thinking during the break from top to bottom, best performance of the season right here for the Golden Tours.
I believe so, Bruce. You're right. What we have, one penalty in the game,
one
and
penalty,
legal procedure,
one sack,
and we had one turnover that led to 7 points for Carencro. So other than that, one sack, one turnover, one penalty, and the Golden Tours make the best of a situation, played extremely well defensively and offensively. We put some drives together and put it in the end zone. Defensively, we held Carencro extremely well. And then when somehow Carencro got the momentum, the Golden Tour defense turned the tide, took it back, gave it back to our offense, who in turn stuck it into the end zone, and that was pretty much game, set, and match.
I think that was probably the most important part of this ball game, was that offensive touchdown that made it to 21-14 off that turnover. Because that really changed the momentum of the interception did, yes. But it kept the crowd into the ball game, and that pretty much was the killer. Right there, because again, you put Carencro into a position that they're not comfortable in having to throw the football.
We had opportunities earlier in the district to do the same thing and just couldn't.